Hello again, everyone. In the previous class, I have already explained the different types of files, which are the text file, the binary file. Okay, CSV file we will cover it, but a little later. So in this class, I'll be showing you practically how the different type of file operation can be performed. Right? Starting with the different type of operation or the basic operation that are involved in a text file. So we'll see how to perform all those operations like opening file, reading the file, writing to a file in a text file. Right? Binary file will cover after, and as in this particular class we will continue. We will talk only about a text file. I have already mentioned that okay, in order for you to understand this, I have already explained about two basic concepts. One is the access mode or the mode. Another one is the file handle. Access mode, find the three basic access mode. Find that you will come across in a file program will be the read mode when you want to read from the file, the write mode when you want to write anything to the file, and the append mode, which is appending or attaching something to an already existing file. I have also explained you regarding the file handle, where I've mentioned that the file handle points towards the location it stores, or it points to the location where the actual file is located. Now we don't want to type the entire address of a file. So this address we will save it into one name. Right? So that name will be your file handle. So this will be name that will be handling that particular file without you having to type the entire directory or the entire route, the entire path to reach that specific file. So this was what I've already explained in the previous class. And in today's lecture, this is what we'll start. We'll start with the first operation of a file, which is opening a file. See, initially, when you want to write a new file, the first step that you'll have to follow will be to open a new file. Fine. We are not talking about an already existing file. Say there's nothing, there's no file that has access already. So the very first step that you need to do is you need to open a new file. So for opening a new file, this is the syntax. Fine, syntax is the rules. It is sort like a formula. You must have learned that in class 11. It is like a formula that you need to follow in order to be able to perform a particular operation. So this is the syntax for opening a file. So you have a file handle on the left hand side, and then you have the equal sign, and this is the open function. Fine, this is a keyword open, and then inside the bracket you have file name. File name is what you will be the type or the name of file that you will give, and then after that the access mode. So the first time when you open a file, you will always want to open it in write mode. Right? Remember the default mode here for while opening a file will always be a read mode. Right? If you don't mention this access mode here, if you just type the file name, that is accepted, but your computer will take the mode here to be a read mode. That is the meaning of a default mode. So if you don't mention the access mode, the computer will just take it as a read mode. So the first time you open a file, you will want to write it in write mode so that you'll be able to write something new into the file. So this one I'll show it how it's done practically here. So what I have done is I have used the function open, right, and then I have given a name to a file. You can give any name here, and that will be entirely up to you. I have given text.txt for a text file. You can give say a Python file text.py, any file name, fine, followed by any extension that you want. So what I want to do initially is I want to write to a file. It is a new file that I am opening. So I want to start writing something to this file. So this is what I'm doing. I'm opening a file with a name, the meaning of this line mean. I want to open a file with the name text.txt in write mode. Now after opening this, I want to save the location of this entire file. Fine, I want to save it in file. So file, the name file here is the file handle. Fine, this points towards the location of the file text.txt. I have opened another file here, fine, and I have given a different name for the file text1.txt. I have opened the file even in write mode. and then I have given a separate file handle. Right, so file and file1. And then what I've done is I have declared a list actually, which is a collection of string. So this is string1, this is string2, and this is string3. And this three string I've stored it inside a list, okay, whose name I've given as st. Okay, I can give it as st, or since it is a list, I can write it as l. Right, so I'll leave it as l because it is a string. Okay, so this is the first thing that you've done. You've opened a file in write mode and you want to start writing. Once your file has been opened, what will happen is once it has been opened, you will want to write something into it, right? So this is a second operation, right? So here what you have to do is the write mode. Fine, I have given two or write function here. One is the file handle dot write and another one is file handle dot write line. File handle means the file handle of this file where you want to do the writing operation to. And in the example, it's file and file1. So here it is file handle dot followed by the keyword write. And another one file handle followed by the keyword write line. This right here, find the write function allows you to write a string to a file. And every time you write anything to a file, like what I've already mentioned in the previous class, fine, you have to terminate your file with an end of file character. That means in short it is a /n. So every time you finish writing a file, you will have to mention the end of file character. Whereas the write line here allows you to write a list of string to a file. In here you can write only one string. Whereas here you can write the entire list of string. That is why in the example I have given this here. Fine. This is a list of string. This is 1, 2 and 3 string. And the entire thing here is a list. That is why I have enclosed inside a square bracket, if you can recall. Now, okay, next line I've mentioned file dot write. Meaning of this is that I want to use this file handle file because I want to perform an operation to the file text.txt. So file dot write, that means to the file text.txt write the string hello. This is the meaning of this line. To the file text.txt write the string hello. Fine. Likewise to the file, fine, I've given file1, so file1 means text1. So to the file text1 write lines, that means write the entire line using which one? Using the string L. So whatever is inside the list, whatever is inside the list L, you write it using the write lines. Fine. In here I cannot use L because I cannot use this for writing a list. Fine. So it is just one string. Here using write lines, I can write the entire string to a file. Okay, let me save this. Let me run this. Okay, since I have just mentioned the file directly like this, so that means it will save exactly in the same location where my file sample underscore file will be saved, which is somewhere here. This is my file sample underscore file. Fine, and this is the two text file text.txt. I'll open this one and okay, here I have just mentioned hello, right? So this is what I have mentioned here in the program. File dot write, I mean to text file, just write the word hello. Okay, let me make the changes here. Okay, first let me show you the other one. And then in the second one, what I've written is I've written the collection of three string. This is a file. This is a file. That is what I've already mentioned in the string here. This is a file. Okay, so let me make some changes here. After the hello, say how are you. I want to write this entire string. I'll save this. I'll run it again. Okay, and let us see what is written here in the new file. So this is what is given here. Hello, how are you? So this is the meaning of this particular point here. File, open a file text.txt in write mode, and then the location of this save it in file. In this line, take the file, which is this name, this file handle. Take this file, fine, that means the text file, and write hello, how are you? Write this string to the text.txt. In the second line, take the file text1.txt and this entire write the entire line, which is this list here, to the file. Now, okay, once your file has been written, what you need to do is, whenever you want to perform a different mode, when you want to carry out a different mode here, I've already opened this file now in write mode. Now, if I want to read the data, the content of this file, that means I want to read this and display it, say, to the output screen. Fine, all the content of this, I want to read it and display it to the output screen. So before I do that, what I need to do is, this which was already open in the write mode, I need to close it. Fine, so file dot close is the syntax here. So this is the syntax. File handle, fine, dot close, whatever file handle you have given to your original file, followed by the dot close keyword. So this is what we have here. It is file, fine, since I have given the name file to this, dot close. So the meaning of this is that I want to close the text.txt file which was open in write mode. Likewise, I want to close the text1.txt file which was open in write mode. Fine. After closing this, I mean this entire file will be closed now. After that, then only if I want to perform any other operation, I can reopen this file. Fine. In few of the case, okay, for example, in Python, it might work, but in most of the case, what happens is if you don't close an already existing file, which is open in a different mode, you will not be able to carry out a different mode. Say I want to now open this in read mode or the append mode. Until as I close this down, I will not be able to reopen it again. Right? So whenever you want to perform a different operation on a file, you have to make sure that you close it. So this is what we have, just a revision. Okay, the next one I'll cover in the next class. Open is a function to open a new file in a specific mode. Once you have opened a file, you have to mention where do you want to save it using a file handle, in this case which is file. Fine. And then using the write function here, you have to mention where do you want to write. How do you know where to write? With the help of a file here, the file handle. So if I mention file here, because I have used this file to handle this one, this entire file text.txt. So the meaning of this line, that means the meaning of this line is that, okay, to the file text.txt, that means to this one, write the string hello, how are you. Now I want to close it down. So how do I know which file to close? Using the same file handle. Now this is what the file handle will be doing. Fine, I will not mention text.txt, text.txt, text1.txt everywhere, but I'll just mention the file handle. And you can use any name for this. Here I've mentioned file. So everywhere I write file, it is understood that I am referring to the file text.txt. Fine. So likewise, if I refer file 1 means I am referring to the file text1.txt. Fine. So this is how you open a new file in write mode. You write a single string or you write a list of strings using the write lines, and using the close function, you close a file that has been opened in, that has already been opened, fine, in a specific mode. Okay, so in next class, I'll show you how to open the file in a different mode, which is a read mode, and how to read the data from the file. Fine. So as of now, we'll stop here for today. We'll continue with this in the next class. Thank you very much.